Hello, my name's Alastair, and here are my Salsa Rapido tools, tips and concepts to help you learn salsa faster, better and have more fun. Anticipation, or backleading as it's called in the US, is a huge challenge for dancers. In all its forms, it makes up the majority of follower errors. It's frustrating for all and occasionally causes injuries. The most common form, move anticipation, is when instead of following the move as led, the follower anticipates what it might be and does that instead. Often the guess is wrong or early, which results in an obvious error. Even when anticipated correctly, anticipation only allows the follower to dance a pre-learnt move, one that's already in their head. This prevents any nuanced variations, and the moment the follower realizes it's not quite what was intended, it feels like a fail. Now, anticipation comes from strategy. When following something immediate or unknown, like an unfamiliar lead, we naturally protect ourselves by freezing. It's like hitting the brakes in a car. This interrupts the footwork sequence, so the move fails. Anticipation avoids the failure of hitting the brakes by substituting a similar pre-learnt move. It's a strategy that works well for predictable, familiar moves, especially in classes, but it becomes a bad habit that limits the followers because they can't cope with those nuanced variations or less familiar moves when dancing freestyle in a club. Classes often implicitly encourage anticipation through practicing moves over and over without any variation. Long choreographies where whole sequences are initiated by a single lead enshrine anticipation. Anticipation not only limits followers, but it limits the leaders because they can only lead moves that the follower knows. Worst case, it trains the leaders to expect the move to work without leading at all. There are other forms of anticipation, like clipping. Clipping is where the follower dances a little bit faster than the music, nervously clipping a little time off the pause. So the next step is a fraction of a beat early. This commits the follower to an anticipated movement, regardless of any lead given, and of course the lead appears late and is therefore ignored, which feels like a fail. Yo-yo anticipation is one of the hardest forms to avoid. Whenever the leader leads a repetitive move, the follower assumes that the repetition will continue, just like a yo-yo returns seemingly of its own volition. Drift is where the follower continually changes position on the floor without being led. Often this movement is into a place the leader has vacated, which is an efficient use of the floor space available. And you may consider drift as part of some of the regional styles, and certainly part of the follower's personal style, which needs to be adapted to with consideration. Correction drift is where the follower follows a lead as led, but then corrects herself to a position where it would have been had she anticipated the move. To the leader, the follower has suddenly changed position for no apparent reason at all. Whatever the type of anticipation, leaders should become aware of them. And the trick from a leader's perspective is to use reactive leading. Now, this is where consistent mistakes are turned into challenges to react to without blame or correction. Any displays of frustration, arrogance, patronization, they just reveal the leader's insecurities, and so they are never helpful. Leaders should follow the followers as they are, including their anticipation. I view anticipation as a lack of presence. In the beats prior to the move, the follower's mind is effectively in the near future, predicting what might happen, instead of in the here and now, waiting for what is actually led. Becoming present is the key to avoiding or breaking the habit of anticipation. Now, I cover these fully in the clip Presence in Salsa, which I anticipate you'll watch. This is a Salsa Rapido playlist, the fast and fun way into salsa. Please like, share and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.